Hi, everyone. I am joined by Matt Hall today, who is going to give us a quick insight into how he found one to many and how it's helped to support and grow his business. Well, I hope that's what you're going to say, Matt. We haven't chatted before because we had a bit of a tech issue with the microphones, so we're winging this. We're going to just go for it and introduce ourselves to each other because we've not met before either. So yeah, I work as part of Lisa's team, but I also did one to many back in 2020. And I was in a great group of people back then who we are still really close friends with as well. So hi, welcome.
Hiya. This is great. Honestly, I'm such an advocate of Lisa's teaching. So I'm just genuinely excited to just tell everybody how amazing it is. And it's not from a place of hype, even though I'm very good at hype. You may notice. It's genuine. Like this last year has completely changed my life. So I'm just
Oh,
going to share that basically. I know you didn't know what I was going to say, but I'm going to do that.
I didn't, and I feel like a bit emotional because I've been doing calls and I've been doing these interviews, and it's kind of what you hear. I mean, obviously, we've asked you to come on, here, but I genuinely did not know what you were going to say, and I do see some of your posts, but I'm not even completely sure what your journey has been. So, do you want to just sort of start at the beginning? Because I did see a post yesterday of yours, and it looked like it was bodybuilding, was it?
Oh God, no, we won't talk about that. They were
Oh, okay,
terrible
let's not
days.
talk
No,
about that then. You see, we
I
didn't
did.
prep this, so I've
I
already
did
gone
do
in with a
bodybuilding
thunder.
like years ago, but that wasn't my thing. That was a great thing to learn lessons about what health isn't and what I'm not. But I guess like the most important thing to share is that this will be later this year will be my 16th year running businesses. So I started out with like a live entertainment company, which is still going today. And I consider that more of a bricks and mortar style business in the sense that we have offices, rehearsal studio, vans, speakers, lighting, costumes, lots of Google ads. Like it's a big, hungry beast kind of business. And I started that business 19 years old, no idea what the blooming echo we're doing really, and just learning
Mhm.
everything from how not to do business, like making all the mistakes.
Yeah.
And I believe it will be, I think, 7 years this year that I started teaching business to other
Mhm.
people and
Mhm.
coaching it. And basically, I was just saying, here's the things I got very wrong, and here's how you can avoid them. And it was really about teaching people a lot of the basics. So it was a lot about social media, building
Mhm.
an audience on there, personal branding, getting your personality out there.
Mm.
And for years, I was just teaching people one to one. And I
Yeah.
got to a place where I was like, oh my God, I'm making more money than I've ever made. This kind of more online business model was so much better in terms of like profit margins and in terms of like with my other business, I used to travel a lot with the gigs
Mm.
for that, for that entertainment agency. And I was like, this is so much better. But I got to a point where I was just constantly trading time for money.
Yeah.
And giving so much to people. When someone's paying you one to one, you feel like you've got to give them everything. And then that call ends and you're on the next call and you've got to give them everything. And it
Yeah.
just really was, it kind of went from being like, oh my God, this is the dream to wow, I'm now constantly busy, constantly feel this pressure and constantly knackered, basically. So I'd sort of seen Lisa a couple of years ago speak on stage and just thought she was great. And just hearing about her journey, I was like, I want to do what she does, but I don't know how. And then last year I did one to many. I think was it March time last year? I
Yeah, it
want
was
to
a little bit
say
later in the year.
March last year. And basically what I learned from one to many. You probably want to interject and ask questions, I know, but I'm just going to splurge at you
Go for
and
it.
just get it
Go for it,
off.
because I know there's a bit of lip reading as well because we've muted me so on your side. So go for it. No, no,
Yeah,
no.
this is great. I know we're doing all the skill sets in this. So yeah, the key things that one to many taught me, which I didn't fully understand how to do, is visibility. Like Lisa speaks about having a multi-layered visibility strategy in the course. And for me, a lot of it had just been go live on Facebook every day, post a few times a day. And that was my main way that I'd built my audience was Facebook and Instagram. And suddenly like the way that Lisa teaches it just made it so simple to me that there's all these other things that we can be doing, you know, like speaking in memberships and, you know, getting on stages, going to events, doing more networking. And it was just the way that she put it across was so simple. Anybody that knows me and follows me knows that last year, since doing one to many, I was like, I'm just going to go all in on doing as much of that as physically possible. And I think that one decision, bearing in mind, like the context of this will be my 16th year, right, running businesses, that one decision last year completely changed not just my business, but my life. Like completely changed it. And it got to the point where people going, Matt, where have you come from? You seem to be everywhere. You seem to be doing everything. And I'd been around for years, but just that one thing that I learned from one to many just changed everything. And so that was the big thing. The other thing was really understanding about launches and developing programs that are literally more suited for one to many versus one to one. So more group programs, membership. So I already had a membership, but my membership had been running about 5 years and I could not get the membership to be more than 40 to 50 members.
Yeah.
And we had this kind of core, beautiful, almost like family style membership where these people just loved it for what it was, you know, were loyal to it, were engaged with it, and it was great. But I was like, how do I get more of these people? How do I scale it? And I just could not do it.
Yeah.
And then I did one to many. I learned more from Lisa. And so from 5 years of having a membership with around 40 people in, we've now got nearly 350 members and the price has gone up. So it used to be £19 a month. It's now £35 a month. So
yes,
again,
true recurring, really good recurring revenue coming in on something that was a model you already had, but you plateaued at 40, which is really common for memberships. And especially when it's your own and you've run it and it's been quite successful, you sometimes just can't see what you need to do to change it. You need someone from the outside to say, you know, and Lisa's obviously got a successful membership, you know, sort of up to 1,000 members in. So she's tried and tested a lot of stuff and she is so generous with her advice. You like, she'll tell you everything. You know,
and that's it. And she did. Yeah, she did. And she also, there was just like one thing that she told me because like I was scared because I had this core members that loved it for what it was, but the way it was running wasn't really growing. So I knew I had to do something different, but I didn't want to let them down. And like Lisa just literally said, she just said, create the membership you want. And even just as simple as that, there was more to it than that. But that was like the biggest thing I needed to hear is stop trying to people please and keep everybody happy. Focus on what is the membership you want to build and do that now. And yeah, there was loads of stuff she said, but that was just like the permission, I guess, that I needed to go, yeah, when you're constantly trying to keep everybody happy, that in itself is the thing that's stopping you from going. So yeah, the membership is just like a dream now. It's literally bonkers to think I just couldn't get it above 40 members. And then we've just relaunched it a couple of times, as I say, almost on 350 members. So that's bringing in my recurring revenue.
Using the one-to-many launch method.
Yep. And the one-to-many launch method not just helped me with the membership, it's helped me launch my own course because, again, I was teaching people one-to-one, the basics of, like I say, growing on social media, starting your online business, and learning from Lisa's launch method. I was like, I can put this into a course. And so I launched that probably 2 months after doing one-to-many. And we did just short of £42,000 in revenue from that launch.
Yeah.
And then done the multiple launches of the membership, which have got that there. But I've also launched a mastermind now, which has done just short of 120,000 in revenue for that launch. Like, these are numbers that were just like not numbers that I did. These were numbers that other people did. And I just dreamed of doing it.
Yeah.
And honest, I sound dramatic and people are like, Matt, being dramatic? No way. Like, I can be dramatic. But like with my heart and soul, I cannot tell you the difference from last year to now. It's like having an entirely different life. And it is literally thanks to Lisa, because if it was down to me, I'd have been doing it years ago. Like, I'm not new. And I think that's what's so beautiful about this program. I think if you've never, ever run a business and you just want to learn about making money online,
Yeah.
it will give you all the foundations, and it will give you what you need to set up and go as big, or however size you want. But equally, if you've already been in business for years, it will teach you those principles to really catapult what you've already got and tweak it so that you can, as I say, just change your life.
I think I mean, that honestly is really lovely to hear. Um, I think a lot of people see that what Lisa's done, or they think this is what Lisa's done, is she's grown an audience and they're just going to post on social media and the audience will grow. That isn't, the way it happens. And then Lisa's just so lucky because she's got this huge audience online. And then she just posts her offers and people buy it. But of course they don't. That is not what happens. Behind it is this sequence of events that's put together, that's been structured, that's tweaked, that is carefully curated and been practiced over years, that gets us to here now, where we can have interviews with hundreds of people who've done one-to-many and it's worked for, and Lisa has credibility because this is her signature program that she's been doing. And every year there are people that are prepared to spend some of their Sunday saying such lovely things. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I want people to understand is it's the years of testing and tweaking that has enabled Lisa to now simplify things for us. So there's a phrase that I say a lot, which is simplicity scales, complexity fails. I believe business really is quite simple. The reason it feels complex is we're human and we get pulled from one thing to a next. Should we do this strategy, that strategy? And then we overthink things or we get overwhelmed. And the thing about one-to-many is it's so simplistically broken down, like 1 week at a time. Just do this. And one thing Lisa will say all the time is stop getting ahead. That's module 8. Ignore that for now. And she'll just literally be like, just do this now. Think of nothing else. And if you do just have the discipline to follow it step by step, she's literally giving you the blueprint that is so simplistic, but so effective. And that is the beauty, I think, of one-to-many. It's not complex. It's not, there's a million ways to make £1 million or however many, however much money you want to make. But what I'll always think is what most people are teaching works if you literally stick to it for long enough.
Yes.
And the reason things don't work is they start one and they do another. And so my advice to anybody is do the program, but commit to just following and trusting in what she says. It will be a super simple, it won't be an easy route. Like you say, it's not like you just show up and you build on, like it takes effort, it takes time, it takes work, but it is absolutely simple and it absolutely works if you stick to it.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like, that's it. It's kind of so simple. The number of people though that don't finish it, and that's fine. We all take our own time to do it, and that's your choice. The number of people that will divert to so many different things that they can't focus on getting one thing right. And Lisa is very clear, she's got a signature program, a signature thing which she is known for, and that then is established. One-to-many is now so established, it allows her to go and do all of the other things. And, the same for you, Matt. So if you can just get your idea, focus on it, listen to what Lisa says, take a little bit of her confidence and her resilience to keep going, and know that, maybe this week nobody did listen to your live, but next week one person will, and then 2, and then 3, or it doesn't have to be going live, but reading your email, or maybe you've got no one on your email list now and you're thinking this is not working. But if you keep going, you absolutely will. You have the power to make this work, and that's what you've done. So you have taken one-to-many and you've literally run with it and used
I just ran with it,
every little bit of it.
I mean, that's the other thing. My email list back then was maybe 1,500, something like that, about less than 2,000 anyway, and it's now 7,000 just by literally going all in on it. But the one advice I would really give to people, because I think what a lot of people do when they start something like one-to-many is they're just like, is this the idea, or should it be that idea, or is this what I really want to be doing forever? And please understand, just pick one thing and just do it for long enough. And like what I always say to people is, it's not a life sentence. If you want to evolve it in 8 months time, 12, like you can. So, but you've got to become known for one thing. You've got to focus on doing one thing for a sustainable amount of time before you're going to see any results, before the compound effect kicks in. And I think one of the things, to your point about like why people drop off or their shiny penny go, oh, I'm now going to do this course or do that, is because they're so worried about that one thing not being the thing, when actually, if they just went all in on it, it could be the thing. Once you start making money, you've built an audience, you've got a reputation, people know, like, and trust you. You can evolve it in time, but just keep your head down for one thing for a while first. And yeah, I guess I am proof that, and everybody's going to have different levels of drive, different circumstances. Like you said, like some people, they come back to it the following year and that's the year it clicks. For me, I just got what I needed and I just decided I am going all in. I can see the evidence this works. There's enough other people that have done it. I can see Lisa herself has made it work. Like like what she teaches is what she does, right? So why would I fanny about and do anything else other than just give this my all? And that was my approach. And that's why I've got, and it's not even been a year. Like it's not even been a year since I did it.
Yeah, and I mean, like we can feel it through the screen. Those people that sign up to one-to-many get so excited, like they want to start straight away. They're like, what can I do? How can I get started? We do give them fabulous foundations, but you have to just wait 2 weeks to get started. But they're so keen and so passionate about their idea and also what it can change for their life. You know, it's great running your own business, but the flexibility and the freedom and the creativity that you can have when it's your own business, you get to choose if you do calls one-to-one or in the evening, or if you do everything that you do is at 7 o'clock in the morning because that suits you, and then you're finished by 8 and you have the rest of the day to yourself. You get to choose all of those things. So if anybody is struggling with their big idea, we do have another big idea workshop tonight at 8 o'clock. The link is in the group, and Lisa's added an 18-month payment plan as well. So have a look at that. Thank you, Matt. I think you've kind of just said it all. We'll be taking lots of clips from this. We do appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, you know, and to your point there, like I still get to choose to do one-to-ones if I want to, but I no longer have to. And that just gives me so much freedom and choice over how I run my life. And it's honestly, I'm unbelievably grateful, and I'll always have nothing but gratitude for Lisa and for the program.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. I cry quite easily. Lisa doesn't, but maybe she'll be watching this with a little tear in her eye, thinking,
she won't. She won't. I'm sure.
We can hope. We can hope. Thanks very much, Matt. I'm going to leave it there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye.